Moscow murder suspect Brian Kohberger back in an Idaho courtroom today. What his defense team is saying about potential alternate suspects. Plus, how the judge is trying to track down the source of a leak in the case.
Rain is back in the forecast tomorrow. I'll let you know when it arrives and how long it sticks around.
Make it one, equitable for county and city, and two, allow that to occur at the local level.
A new state law could lead to changes to our region's 911 dispatch center. What the law aims to do and what the city and county are saying about it. Good evening and thank you for joining us for the KREM 2 Night Report. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Just into our newsroom tonight, at least one person went to the hospital tonight after a car crashed into the front doors of River Park Square in downtown Spokane. It happened at around 9 tonight. Take a look at this. According to Spokane police, a car hit an unoccupied vehicle and then crashed into the mall. Both Spokane police and the fire department responded to the scene. The driver of the car, they say, was not hurt. Maine was closed for a short time but has since reopened. We will continue to follow this story and we will update you as soon as more information becomes available. Now to our other top story tonight. A brand new state law could have big implications on the region's 911 system. That new law paves the way for Spokane to develop its own 911 system, potentially changing how 911 tax revenue is allocated. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy breaks down how and why this is significant. Connor?
Well, House Bill 1258 aims to change funding for emergency dispatch to be based on call volume versus population. This comes after Spokane Regional Emergency Communications voted at one point earlier this winter to remove the Spokane Fire Department from their system.
We are simply saying that the revenue needs to follow the jurisdiction that's providing the service.
That's Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown back in January, advocating for fair funds for emergency services among the city of Spokane, the county, and Spokane Regional Emergency Communications, or SREC, through House Bill 1258. The bill writes funds be based on on-call volume versus population. SREC Board Chair and Spokane County Fire District 3 Fire Chief Cody Rohrbach says that wasn't always the case.
The methodology really had funds coming from the county going back into the city, so that was really the point of contention.
Both he and Mayor Brown support the bill becoming law. Rohrbach says it creates two important new distinctions in emergency funding.
Make it one, equitable for county and city, and two, allow that to occur at the local level.
Now it's up to the city, county, and SREC to discuss how funding will look.
It brings the decision for apportionment back to the local level. And essentially what it says is, hey, both parties need to come together and make an agreement on equitable apportionment.
So what does this mean? Either the city's fire department continues working with SREC for a regional center, or they leave SREC and separate funds based on city and county needs. Spokane Fire has worked with the office since 2022. No matter the outcome, Rohrbach says the situation won't impact emergency response, whether from the city or Spokane County.
All agencies are vested in, delivering top quality, top tier 911 emergency services to the community. So I think in either event, it works out, but more to come as far as the actual outcome.
Now, the city of Spokane, Spokane County, and SREC have a mediation session scheduled for June 11th. Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
All right, Connor, thank you very much. Let's switch gears and talk weather on this Thursday night. Want to get outside right now to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy the Goose standing by in the Outdoor Weather Center. Jeremy, it doesn't look like the rain has arrived just yet.
Not yet, but it is knocking on the door. You can see it right there. No, you can't. You can see a little bit of cloud cover moving in, and temperatures staying pretty mild even for it being this late at night. Moisture already starting to creep its way into central Washington. I don't think we get it here in eastern Washington until the early hours of the day tomorrow. Showers have started to fill in North Idaho already, but the bulk of the activity arrives along our frontal boundary, working its way off the coast as we speak. By tomorrow morning, it's pretty widespread showers as we start today. I think that first round of widespread showers moves through, and we wind up with scattered showers in the afternoon. About a 0.05 of an inch to a 1/10 of an inch. That's all we can expect all said and done. Moves out, and then Saturday brings a round of scattered showers. Not in the morning, but more in the afternoon. Where those showers go, well, that's still up in the air. Sunday gets interesting. It looks like we have a big push of moisture, a storm moving by, and a possibility for a decent amount of rain and snow in the mountains of North Idaho. Does that make it to us here in Spokane? We'll talk some of the discrepancies in the full forecast. But for now, 56 and morning rain tomorrow, 63 and possible rumble of thunder on Saturday.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. We'll check back in with you later in the show. Just hours ago, brand new court documents were filed in the Moscow murders case. Court documents show a recent Dateline special about the case included information not yet publicly available. So the judge in the case is now trying to figure out where the leak came from. He has ordered the state and the defense to share with the court every person who had access to these court records. And here are the key takeaways from that hearing in Boise this morning. The court had previously set the trial date for August, and during the hearing today, the court made no indication of changing that at this point. The judge also told attorneys he intended to use a total of 20 jurors, 8 of which will be alternates. The judge also said if a victim requests it, their face will not be shown during the broadcast. We also learned in this morning's hearing that Koberger's defense plans to introduce evidence of alternate suspects. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley has more to every story tonight after getting insight on this development from a former Idaho Attorney General.
Evidence of an alternate suspect is something Brian Koberger's defense attorneys have mentioned on and off for months now. Right now, they're preparing to present this information at a hearing in June. Now, the judge asked the defense for 2 things. He wants to see evidence supporting these allegations and why it should be admissible. The judge called much of what they've submitted as objectionable. The defense has 1 week to provide the court with the requested information. After the state responds, the evidence will be discussed in a hearing on June 18th. Former Idaho Attorney General David Leroy believes addressing this now is a step the judge is likely taking to avoid a delay in the trial.
Well, the judge is requiring this activity and putting a deadline on it so that he and the rest of the world can be assured that there won't be any delay in the trial. He's not going to allow speculation about speculation. If this evidence is teed up, ready to go and admissible, we'll know that well before jury selection. And if it's not, it won't be a factor in the trial.
If the evidence is admissible and there is some persuasive value, the judge won't stop it from being presented at trial. Now, Leroy says in this case, it comes down to having specific evidence that somebody else was in or around the premises at the critical time, something he says hasn't been brought forward just yet. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
And you can watch the latest developments in the Moscow murders case right now on our streaming app, KREM 2+. You can also watch our special on how this tragedy has impacted the University of Idaho community. Just download KREM 2+ on your TV and watch for free. Coming up on KREM 2 News, plans to look to be moving forward for a new downtown attraction. More details coming up next. And a bit later, SCOTUS spent the day weighing in on the future of birthright citizenship. We'll be right back after a quick break.